the commission. So we can also get updates from California Department of Ed, any updates from our Cal States or UCs. We want to make sure that we have an ongoing place to practice sharing and to have ongoing sharing. One of our leads on the group also talked about reframing the concept of best practices into the concept of effective practices, and then creating some sort of guiding document that people can actually physically take in with them that shows here's list of videos and here's these resources, and kind of like a tangible document guidebook that people can take into fieldwork come fall with all different ideas. And the idea would be that they could use that guidebook also as they're talking to leadership on their campus to explain what fall is going to look like, or what fall could potentially look like. Within our group, there was also another point that was really important. They talked about the need, they mentioned the ACTEP statement that came out, I believe it was like a month or so ago, where they felt like they had a direct need to have a specific statement like that, that they could take into the schools that they're working with. For instance, there was one partner who, this campus doesn't have MOUs. That's just how they function with all their partners. They've had relationships for years. But now if she can bring a document from ACTEP or from our group, or a combined document that's showing here's what we're suggesting, then it's going to help her to advocate with her district to get what she needs for her students. So they need we need a guidebook with strategies, and we need a guiding document that people can use as a way to get what they need going for fall. So that was my group. Let's go ahead and have Shannon's group go next.
Great. Well, we had some great conversation and some great share outs with some other links, and Kathleen was awesome in sharing some things that she does with CSUN. So looking at creating a letter that goes out and shows the responsibility of the student to the teachers. I think a lot of us have used them. Some are older, some are newer, and maybe that's part of that guiding document, Renee. We can utilize that with that language that goes to these K-12 schools with those teachers or the administrators or whoever we're reaching out to, so we can kind of have the same language across the board, especially within California. Awesome strategies there for sure. Michael shared some great ideas in looking at a service learning contract within the school districts as well. They utilize that, and that covers liability. Liability was a big component in our conversation for our students. So being able to ensure not just the safety of the K-12 students, but our college students as well. So again, I think a guiding document and that guidebook as a toolkit for all of us would be beneficial within that, to create the appropriate language so that we know that everyone is going to be healthy and safe. Did I miss anything, Kimberly? I had to jump in and out.
I was just going to share some of the concerns that came up were creating opportunities within the restrictions that are already set, how to go about working with having the students work with children within these restrictions, and maybe doing some small group Zoom sessions with them. And I don't know if you mentioned this, Shannon, the beginning of the semester letter. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Okay, excellent. Who else had a breakout room? Was
Megan,
it Kathleen?
Megan and Kathleen.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll be quick. We had a philosophical centering by Bill. So thank you, Bill, who had a wonderful observation around the systemic challenges of dealing with so many systems. And really, we need to worry about what's best for children, and we need to keep recruiting teachers in our communities forefront and providing the best options. We ended with, I think as people were talking, there was comments that we need to make sure all of our resources are accessible, closed captioned, and then that led me to think that we probably need a whole discussion on SPED. We haven't mentioned SPED that much. It's a #1 shortage area, and I don't think we're meeting the needs of the SPED community right now. So how can we do a better job? How can we recruit students into SPED? We had comments requesting more assessment standards that better met current standards. So actually letting students view family communication, teachers collaborating. Some are harder to show in an online format. And then samples of shared resources, issues around dual enrollment, MOUs, and being able to actually share and learn from each other. We had a good conversation. Thank you to this group. And in the chat, there's also a request to share the ACTEP resources. So I know we had a slide for ACTEP. There was general agreement that our CSUs and our transfer partners will accept the courses that we're providing, the grades that the students have earned, and it really is up to us to make sure that the experiences are meeting our curricular guidelines.
Excellent. I love that all the things that you said there, and it makes me think of one thing that was mentioned in my group too, the concept of this is not just training teachers, but how are we growing them? What kind of feedback are they getting? You can have a super crappy master teacher and still become a fantastic teacher. So how do we, and I'm not saying they're going to have, excuse my language, I can't believe I said that, but I'm not going to say they have a bad experience with teachers, but if there's a negative experience, how do we flip it and find the good in it? And that's something I think we really need to focus on. Now, I know we're right on time, and I apologize, we're running a little bit over, but can we pull up the last slide so we can share quickly what we have on there? And then in the chat, we've already said our next meeting date, which is coming up on Thursday, July 9th. We're planning to meet from 12 until 2. We will follow up with everything discussed here. And it sounds like we're going to be looking more at a solution-based meeting, which is great. So we hope you guys can join us there. And we hope that you invite any colleagues that may be of interest. We also are tape recording this right now. Tape recording. And we're going to put it up on the CCC-TPP website, which is the
Tape recording it on our typewriter.
I've got my Walkman.
Renee, Megan didn't get to share if there was anything else.
Oh, quickly. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought Megan shared. I apologize, Megan.
Oh, no, I just started. As Shannon, are you going to share the resource screen?
Yes.
I can kind of wrap up. I think that we had a lot of the same sentiments like closed captioning and stuff. And I think one thing that wasn't mentioned is collaborating, whether it's through ACTEP, this group, both, additional on maybe professional development like things. For example, Teach Los Angeles Regional Collaborative, part of Strong Workforce Programs, did a big May event where our CSU partners, district partners, and community colleges in Los Angeles all invited every student and teacher in the area to join us for some Zoom sessions and trainings and workshops. If we work together, then maybe we could be able to manage to do even more supports for students, like Renee, you're saying, grow your own. And Rosemary had some great ideas. She shared about social justice and making sure that we address the needs of students coming out of this eventful summer already. But I think the big picture was that we want more time to discuss the solutions. If anyone has a case study or best practice to share, please email us so we can consider including that as a highlight. We kind of went over some broad ideas today. We hope to really zoom in next time. And you'll get all of these resources on the Teach website, the TPP website that's shown on the screen. I saw that in the chat. So Renee?
So Renee, can I add to what Megan said?
Of
really
course,
briefly? In our group with Shannon, one of the things that was brought up was the MOU process, and that a lot of people haven't done that yet. So really a support to the facilitators, the instructors in this MOU process and what that really looks like.
Well, and I'm going to say something here, and I hope this is going to be not be seen negatively, but I'm going to be real honest. MOUs are time consuming. So to get an MOU going right now for fall, if you don't already have something in place, I don't know if that would be physically possible, honestly, with all the board approvals that have to take place. So if you currently don't have an MOU, you're going to need to figure out other ways to get the communication and the agreements going forward. But once
service learning contracts were mentioned.
Yeah.
And what absolutely, there's all sorts of different agreements that can be made. And then once you get in a spot where you do want to formalize and create MOUs, we're here to help. And that's exactly what our group is. TPP, the Teacher Preparation Pipeline, programs, we're here to help you. It's just like ACTEP. We are here to be a support for anybody who's working with future teachers. So I love that Megan just put this up in the chat, but we do want to share with everybody, recording of this, sample MOUs, everything is going to be up on the site, on the TPP site after this. We also Doug is going to quickly jump on and say something to the group. So I'm going to give him a moment to do that. And I appreciate Veronica saying how long it takes, because I worked on one MOU for 1.5 years that never officially got officially done because there was so much back and forth negotiation. But I've also worked on other MOUs that everything was finalized in 3 months. So anything's possible. So thank you everybody for being here. Let's give the floor to Doug for a minute and then we will wrap for the day.
All right, real quickly, I just wanted to comment on the use of videos. One thing that I did in my education classes is have the students, yes, watch the video, but relate areas of the video to the TPEs. And this gives it a little bit more solid grounding that might be look nice for the CSU's acceptance of what we do.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That's a great idea, Doug. And also, if at any point we want to bring in our colleagues from Department of Education or from the Commission, they're invited to these type of meetings. But if we at any point want them to come in and be guest speakers, that's something we can absolutely look at as well. So please. Oh, and I love too on the chat box. Naomi just mentioned tying it to the California standards for the teaching profession, because that's so relevant. So it's great. Well, thank you everybody for being here today. Megan, Shannon, anybody else on the team? Kathy, anything you want to say before we wrap?
I did think of one more thing I forgot to mention, and I've already gotten approval on it, which was easy. Was right now teachers are meeting in PLC meetings via Zoom, and they've been allowing our students to jump into those. That
Excellent. So
is a super easy way to get them to see teachers working together in action. And so that is also another opportunity, and that takes way less red tape because they're all teachers. So nobody under 18.
Excellent. Excellent. I love that. And professional learning communities, what a great way for them to get involved. That's what this is all about. So thank you so much everybody for being here today. We greatly appreciate it. We'll start to synthesize all the notes and we'll send something out to everybody, but be out on the lookout for the TPP site also. We'll make sure we have it there. So thank you so much everybody for being here today, and we will see you, what was the date? Is it July 9th? I think it is?
Yes.
Excellent. So everybody have a great weekend and a great rest of the day, and we will see you all soon. And we are here if you need us. Please feel free to reach out if you need us before July 9th.
Yes.
Take care everybody. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you.